I'm going to tell you how I take my photos from looking really ugly, not cool, dull gray, like this, to something cool, beautiful and blue, like this. I know the Icelandic scenery helps a bit, but you can probably use this on photos from your home country, hopefully. Let's do it. Let's take a look at this photo. This is from the waterfall Háifoss. I'm gonna reset my photo. It's so ugly raw. We start off with this button right here. It's a crop one. I always click this one. It's 4x5. It's for Instagram. I post my photos on Instagram. It's the only reason that I do it. So click that one. I'm gonna push it a bit more up because I don't want just like a lot of foreground. It's just ugly rocks. I'm gonna push it a bit to the upper side. So first of all, I just do basic adjustments. That's adding contrast, changing the exposure, add the contrast, highlights down, so I push down the shadows as well. Second thing that I do is I change my vibrance, make it a bit to the right. I'm not changing my saturation, I'm changing my vibrance. Then we go down to the tone curve and we make a S curve. You make these 3 dots over there, push down the shadows, push up the highlights. So this is like a simple S curve. I also fade my blacks a bit, so I'll take this knob and I'll put it a bit more up. And that's what a simple S-curve and a fade does to a photo. Now, my favorite part is the sliders. That's where I make most of my adjustments. This is the hue part. I can also click this one just to see the hue, but you can click on all to see everything. I click on hue, I click on this knob, and then I can just change whatever color in the picture. Click it right over here and make it blue. Yeah. It's nice. This is the blue slider. I can make it purple or I can make it blue. This blue is not really beautiful. I've tried to find the blue somewhere around there. I think that's cool. Purple. Let's make it more blue, not purple. Now let's go to the saturation part and I just up my saturation on the blue one. Also the aqua and the purple. There's a green over here, which I would like to be more green than whatever this color is. And also there's a lot of red here. I don't like the red one. So I'm gonna zoom in, I'm just gonna unsaturate the red one, try to find that one. Okay, the slider is magenta, so I'm just gonna push down the magenta. So this is what we got so far with just the sliders. It's a whole different image. Like this is purple and weird. Starting to look somewhat cool now. After the sliders are done, I go back to the original basic adjustment and then I make a drastic change in the temperature. I make it super blue. Something probably like this. And then I go back to the sliders, even it out. So I'm gonna take the saturation a bit down and take back the luminance up maybe. Now I think this picture is too dark, so I'm gonna push the exposure a bit up. Now what I'm not liking about this picture is the sky over here. So we're gonna go into masking. Add new mask and select sky. Great feature on Lightroom. Selects the sky for you. It's insane. So you can see the overlay that they selected over here. I'm going to take this part and just make it white because I don't want it to be so blue and weird. Now I want to change my friend from being so blue. I'm gonna make a new mask and I'm gonna add object. So I just paint over him and make AI do the rest. Just gonna make it normal again. That's better, that's better. I think this picture is a bit too blue, so I'm gonna take it a bit down in just the temperature one. Something like this, and now of course I have to change my friend again. It's just going back and forth with the temperature. I think that's pretty good for this photo. This is the after and this is the before. Pretty happy with it. So this is how I edit my pictures most of the times. I'm from Iceland, so I can just really hold the camera somewhere and just take pictures and it looks really cool. It was fun taking a look at these photos again because I was into Lightroom so deep like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but then I just moved really into video, but I really want to pick up photography as well. And that's the reason why I wanted to make this video. If you're still watching, thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.